Good night. You're on to current affairs.
Brian.
Good night.
Good night. Good night. You and Major. Jerry Scott here.
Yes, good night, sir.
Listen, I heard a quip that you were making just now about the Prime Minister saying that when they got into office, electricity was only what percentage?
I think it's...
No, when they 60-something, he said.
Let me tell you something. When I left the Ministry of Works, we had covered accessibility for electricity up to 94% of the country.
Well, I actually said 96, Jerry.
Oh, 96, yes.
Yeah.
The only place that was not covered was a little spot, Mayo, and the contract was awarded to put up the infrastructure there for that. So the 6% that was missing, the 4% that was missing was the pocket that remained in Mayo. The whole country was electrified by the time we left office.
And you were from Minister of Communication
and
and
I'm
Works.
giving you that as the Minister of Works, because when I took over, at the time when I took over, Cruikshank had taken it from 47% to 63%. Don't forget the hydro project came on stream then.
That's true.
And then it increased. We worked steadily to carry it right up to 96% when I left office.
Yes.
So I don't know where that's... I don't believe the Prime Minister would have said that. He must have made a mistake.
And Jerry, I remember when the decision was made to carry it across the Jerry River.
That's right.
You did so knowing that it couldn't pay for itself.
Yes.
And I remember the famous statement of James Mitchell at the time, that if the people in France, could stay there and see St. Lucia.
And St. Lucia can't see them.
St. Lucia can't see them.
That's right.
How you could allow that to happen. Yeah. So those are social projects.
Those are social projects, and I could tell you that was a battle. That was a ding-dong battle to go up there.
I remember that.
But we did it for less than the cost that was estimated.
Of course.
Because the estimates came in at $7 million, and we got electricity right up to Fancy and the telephone lines as well, right up to Fancy for less than $6 million.
Yeah.
Right.
And the connections began coming fast and furious, despite the fact that they were saying the project will not be able to pay for itself for a number of years.
Yeah.
Well, the people up there now are happy that we have electricity. I think we did what we had to do. But if the Prime Minister made that kind of statement, I think it's a mistake he made.
But heard, I don't know if when he came on, Jerry, they were also indicating that the whole idea of liberalizing telecommunications started by them. But I thought you had a hand in that. Then Glenn Stewart continued to do that.
That started with me.
Yeah, and continued by Glenn Stewart, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Who saw it through to fruition.
And Glenn did a good job. I could tell you, he did an excellent job in terms of liberalizing and opening up the ways.
Exactly. So I don't know where you're going with those stories.
No, I mean, some of the stories I'm hearing now, people laying some false claims to things that they don't know about. I don't know how it happens.
He's a real modern day Moses.
But you see, Jerry Scott, who he is really targeting are the younger people who don't know these things.
Exactly, but this is one of the reasons why I contend that the history books of the NDP should be able to reveal some things. We need to get some historical data published and constantly published.
That's true.
I always say that from the one.
Because what they're doing now is capitalizing on the fact that young people don't know, especially the new voting public, don't know what obtained then. But the history would show that the only way they could capitalize on that is by taking our projects and put them in their names.
Yeah. Right. Brother Jerry, let me just give one instant. The other day, have some people come visiting from the UK. Mm-hmm. They went out the Argyle site to visit out there. And they were so disappointed in what they see, because they say the way they advertise this in the outer wall, it looked like a finished product. And when they come and see it, so what I will always say from the one, NDP need to get out a lot of things.
Do some good social
let people know they're allowing this man to get away with too much a white lie, a black lie.
You see, that is one of the good things about the BNTF projects. We don't forget, we did BNTF 2, 3, 4, and they do number 5 now. But I started BNTF 2, I finished it and did BNTF 3 and 4. And we started doing the provisions for BNTF 5. But with the BNTF, every road you open, you had to have some publicity on it. Every little road, every little nook and cranny you did, you had to go public with it, and you had to give it airtime. And that is why, after a while, they couldn't take the blows on that. They started to call them Goody tracks.
But Minister Scott, you have to know these things better than we are here. When is the last new piece of road opened in St. Vincent and Grenadines? I mean, something that wasn't there before, and you cut a road and put it on the road. You remember? I seem not to have a collection of a new road being cut and put in place.
Well, I think where they did where they did the Manning Village project, they might have had one road going up into that.
Oh, I see. Okay.
That's the road. And I don't think there's a big official opening. There was an opening for the project.
But that is
itself.
for a project per se.
Yes. But outside of that, I don't know of any that I could tell you about.
Okay.
I could tell you the road coming into my home here has not been touched since the government has changed.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that I've been drawing it to the attention that I'm people too. And what is worse is that you have a minister who is one of the longest serving consecutive ministers of works. Can't get a little piece of road to come to his home.
But that's why it's getting fixed.
I mean, it is so ridiculous. If you drive to my home, it's better park up the road and walk in.
Yeah.
But not you alone.
And it's just 200 feet. You know, you ain't talking about the distance. 200 feet.
Yeah, but look going up by my road. They always boast about tourism. Mm-hmm. And if you to run tourists to come up there, it's a tractor you have to have. and besides it, when they send out gang to cut the road, despite in a church.
Yeah, I know that. I could give you stories on that.
Despite in the church, all because God have blessed me with the privilege to be the leader of that church. Not even to cut the road. That is how wicked it is, and that I don't hear saying this people condoning that this man is better than Jesus Christ and all this kind of thing.
Well, you know, anybody who makes that kind of statement will pay a price.
Must pay a price.
You don't turn God into mockery.
Yeah.
And people just sit down and condone that. If I was the moderator and that one time I was going on debunk that with that lady was trying to say, but they go away with that. And he fighting against that church because anyhow they send out gang, that gang ain't cutting the road to come down by me.
But you could be assured, man, listen, the mills of justice in biblical terms grinds very slowly.
But
and they know that
Minister
too.
Scott,
yep.
You think people would remember that Vinlek was really upstairs where C.K. Graves is now? That's where Vinlek was, you know?
Yes, that's right. That's right.
People mean have short memory, but that's where Vinlek was upstairs, the supermarket of C.K. Graves.
That's when the name CDC?
No, CDC is Commonwealth Development Corporation. That's before it became nationally owned. But when you look at the turnout of a Vinlek employee now in terms of the dress code and the uniforms and the confidence that the public has as a professional company, that transformation took place under Jerry Scott's regime.
That's true.
In Vinlek. All of that.
Well,
all of those changes.
I'll tell you what exists now is a cheese to chalk.
You know? The completion of the Paul's Avenue headquarters and all those things, all those are NDP.
Well, that one started with me and ended with me.
Yeah.
And the one at Lomansville started with me as well. I had paid for the land and everything for that, you know.
When Vinlek came to office, they couldn't even write a check.
That's the point I'm making.
I know that I always talk about
Vinlek could not write a check. When
I remember that a lot of blackouts and brownouts and all that. I can remember those things.
But you know, it's a pity that our history is not being, publicized as it should be. And I think we should embark on a project to really get that done because the younger people need to know exactly. The younger people need to know exactly what transpired, what has happened under the NDP days, because people get the impression, especially the younger folk, I ain't know with them, so them didn't do anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
See, this young people put dirty words.
Yep. What they're enjoying today is the fruits of our labor.
Yeah, and the people who are 5 years old, they wouldn't know about NDP in truth. Yeah. And they're going to be 18 now to be voting. So that's trying to capitalize.
That is a serious thing.
And it's a good thing that you call in there to people, keep people up to date on this.
You all need to...
But it's a lot. I could take advantage of Minister Scott on the program. Yep. It's in that era that Vinlek became a company in which it could compete with other local companies and regionally to recruit engineering and upgrade their pay and status and salary that they could have a properly manned and managed company.
You see,
all these things, people feel things just happen like that, you know.
One of the things I wouldn't do is boast and beat myself out because I was in a church service the other day and I heard the Prime Minister announcing that the Ruvalcaba Bridge was never conceptualized, never thought of before. When we were at a funeral service for Jeffrey Cato himself, I don't know how he could say Jeffrey said so, because Jeffrey Cato himself went with me and up in Aldo out to Abacar to do the measurements for the abutments for spanning the dry river.
He said that temporarily, Turner.
I went to California to beg for slabs. The problem with the slabs we got, when they had this big earthquake in California and all the roads collapsed one upon the other. We went to get some of the slabs to bring here, and I'm not afraid to tell you this. The only reason why it didn't happen is because we couldn't pay for the transportation.